got 78 like Frank does, 77 like I do, but he's pretty close. I think he's about halfway there. Is that about right, John?
Well, actually, the first time I was introduced to Toastmasters is Frank spoke to my high school class. Handsome, high energy, and happy. Tia, I couldn't see your hovercraft, but it was obvious that you were on it because you were walking on air. You had a great presence. And before you spoke, we shared some of the things that you had as targets, what you wanted to do in terms of this speech, your goals. You wanted to stop rocking and pacing. Clearly you did that. You wanted to be natural and relaxed. I think you always are. You wanted to make eye contact, and I think you did. Perhaps maybe a more concentration on one set of eyes, a little longer, lingering perhaps. You wanted to pause for effect. I think that was there. And the speech called for vocal variety, which you had. Looking at some of the things that prior speakers or Toastmasters have said about you, somebody said you're a natural speaker, that you speak clearly. One suggestion was to add a little bit more body language to your humor. Another one said solid stance. That must be due to the shoes, no doubt. And also someone said make eye contact to all sides of the room. What I like is you begin with a smile. You begin with a smile before you even come up here, which is great because as soon as you're identified as a speaker, your eyes are on you. You also begin with a pause, very, very well done. No use of notes at all. I love your language. You had words like glistened and fluffy. You referenced Mark's speech, which is a good advanced technique. I think Woofable, you had a chance to do that, bless you, with respect to the dogs too. Perhaps you could have said, I know that a lot of you are dog owners, but by a show of hands, how many of you dog owners also have motorcycles? You know, maybe could have made a little bit more of a connection. You definitely were entertaining. You had, again, great use of gestures. You had an excellent presence. I loved your title alone, handsome, high energy, and happy. What's really interesting, the full context of your title didn't come to fruition until your ending. I really loved that. That was kind of an advanced technique in and of itself. What I think perhaps I was waiting for is why is a golden doodle named Harley? And I think that perhaps a little bit more revelation about that. Was it to honor what enjoyment Victor has with his motorcycle? Was it competition to say, I'm just as good as you are? I think, you know, perhaps that could have been embellished a little bit more. I enjoyed your speech. I think that you already have a wonderful presence. You just perhaps need to tweak a few more things. You're clearly a good speaker on the verge of greatness.
Third and final evaluator tonight will be Sue Bowe. I don't know if any of you know this, but she used to be president of Toastmasters. She's very experienced in Toastmasters as well. She'll be evaluating Claudia Mitchell.
And thank you, Claudia. And thank you, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Claudia was speaking tonight from the Competent Communicator Manual. She did Project 6, which was to include some variation of vocal variety. Claudia, from your very, very first visit to Suncoast Toastmasters, you exhibited great Toastmaster skills. I believe the first night you were here, you were brave enough to get up and do table topics. And I knew that we needed to recruit you, not for what we could give to you, but for what we could take away from you. You always appear very calm and very poised. And tonight, you smoothly moved from behind the lectern to in front of the lectern, floating almost like a hovercraft. You engaged the audience with your eyes, your body gestures, and your smooth, mellow voice. Your vocal projection tonight was awesome, and especially when you lowered your voice to mention the front page, the home page of that particular website that you were discussing. At that point, point, I remembered that you told me you are a singer. And so I was really hoping part of your vocal variety would be singing. But then I realized the topic of your message did not lend to a lot of singing. So I'm hoping maybe next time. Again, your Toastmasters skills are exquisite already. And it was very difficult for me to find anything that I could offer you for areas of improvement, except for, number one, your notes were fine, your use of notes is fine. Toastmasters truly are allowed to use notes, yes we are. But not neon and bright yellow. They were distracting. And also, the sunglasses on your head. I'm not sure if it's part of your persona, but I was expecting them to become a prop. And when they didn't become a prop, then I thought maybe you just forgot that you had your sunglasses on your head. And so those are the two areas of improvement I can offer you, Claudia, which are minuscule. I think you're a great speaker and you are such a benefit to us. I'm glad you found us and I'm glad you found